is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
With Liquor Split, here's Anthony Chiang.
Thinking about that right now with all the rain going on, I want you out in the street. Okay, so if you need that extra bottle of rum, wine, whiskey, vodka, some beer, snacks, Liquor Split, man. Let them do it for a flat fee of $2.99. You don't need the headaches. You don't need to wipe out anywhere. You don't need to get wet. $2.99 saves you a lot of grief, man. So make sure you download the app right there, Miami's own liquor store, Liquor Split. All right. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. The off season is in full effect. How are you, Big O?
I'm doing good, bro. I mean, I can't complain. I wish the Heat was still playing. How shocked were dude? Like at the end of the third quarter, I was like, okay, they're up by 12 or whatever the hell it was. All right, Golden State's gonna cruise to this one, and my brother, wow, mad props.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've never looked at Al Horford like. I always look at him as like a really good player, but a nice guy, not an edge. There's no edge to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that mother effer has hit some shots against Milwaukee, against Miami, and obviously you saw what he did in game one. He has been a monster for them. This has been the postseason. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's at the end of his career.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is my last shot, but I've never seen him be this guy there. And I commend him, dude. I commend him. He has been awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's always been a very good player, like you said.
Yeah.
But I think
Riley loves him, by the way, from what all the talk,
Yeah.
Riley has always loved that guy, I think.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been a good player, consistent, smart. Defensively, he's still at his age. It's incredible what he can do defensively still. Very good defender, can shoot. What a pickup for Boston because he wasn't even playing last year with OKC. He wasn't even playing. And
I know.
Now he's after one game, it's very early, but I mean, he could be finals MVP if he keeps playing like this. But yeah, I think it is something a kind of a case of he had never been to the finals before, reaching the end of his career. Who knows if he'll be back? He wants that championship, and you could tell.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be back if he wants to come back one more year. I think the Celtics.
Oh no, he'll be back. I'm saying who knows how long he'll be? He'll continue playing, but yeah, he'll be back. Oh, for sure. There's no doubt.
That decision's been made. The way you're playing, dog. They must love what they're seeing right now. I mean, listen, we look at PJ, and at his age, the defense that he does at times, you're like amazed.
Yeah,
and listen, man, defense is always been more about how much you want it more than anything else. I'm a strong believer that a lot of people can play defense.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people have the same skill set to be great offensively. That's different. But if you want to be a good defender, if you truly bear down, you will be a good defender. Because I think it's not that it's easier, it's just something that you can adapt to a lot faster than you could on offense. Offense, it just takes a certain skill set to be able to have a sky hook or shoot like Steph does from 35 feet away effortlessly.
Right. Not everyone can do that.
Yeah, dude. Not everyone can do it, but everybody can play defense if you have the heart and the determination.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some guys with physical limitations, like even a Tyler Hero, right? I mean, you're always going to run into certain players like that. But yeah, a certain amount of effort and just studying the game. You've seen Tyler Hero improve defensively because of that. Those physical limitations aren't going away, but he knows the game better. He knows guys' tendencies better. Been in the Heat system. Guys will improve defensively. And the Heat have proved that for how long now, where guys who weren't known as great defenders come into the organization and they turn into solid defenders because of the way that he preach and emphasize defense.
Yeah. And to Tyler's credit, he's making an effort to improve.
Yeah.
Although there's a story out there, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it with Katya Elise? Do you know about it? Huh?
That one.
Did you freeze on me there? Did you freeze on me there? You know about it?
I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah. Do you know about it?
That was on purpose. I froze on purpose. Yeah, I did see that, but not sure what's going on there. So yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, there is trouble in paradise. So Katya puts out, it appears there's issues. The latest bombshell dropped by Katya Elise Henry on the Heat star. Henry did not mince words, calling out Hero with a quote on cheating on her Instagram story, along with this: "This hurts. If you cheat on someone that is willing to do anything for you, you actually cheated yourself out of true loyalty." So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, not sure. Not sure what's going on there. It could be, could be about anybody. So I'm not gonna assume
Oh, no,
anything,
yeah,
but
sure, it could be about
it
any
could be
of
about
course,
anybody.
could be about it. I mean, there's no way she's talking about Tyler. No, of course.
Right. Who knows? Who knows?
So what happens with Tyler? Is Tyler
As far as the extension?
is Tyler the future? Is Tyler the trade piece?
I mean,
Which
I think
one
it's to be
is
determined. Yeah, I think it's to be determined. I think what we talked about earlier this week is a lot of that's out of the Heat's control. It depends on who becomes available in the trade market, right? Does Dame ask out? Does Donovan Mitchell ask for a trade? Then, I mean, Tyler is assuming you're not going to trade Bam or Jimmy at this point, or Kyle. Tyler is your most attractive trade chip. He is. So if one of those guys becomes available, he would have to be included in that type of deal to get something like that done. But if none of those guys become available, then he's going to be here, and they're going to offer him an extension. Probably won't be the max, and we'll see what happens with that. They have until mid-October, right before the season begins, to get a deal done, or he'll become a restricted free agent next offseason.
That's so what's your gut tell you? Because I know it's not like you're sitting in there with Pat and Spo and Chet and all these other guys. Was it Simon, right? Is the other guy?
Adam
What's his
Simon.
name?
Yeah,
Adam Simon. All these, you're not sitting there in that room discussing what do we do? You know what I mean? So what's your gut tell you? Does Tyler stay here? Do they have the patience to wait? Because you think about it, the window's now.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you wait 2 years from now, you're not going to get the same Jimmy, and I don't even know what the hell Kyle's going to look like by then. At that point, I'm really interested to see how serious he takes this offseason and how he comes back. I'm really, really intrigued at that because but I'm just saying that's the catch-22.
Right.
You have to, in a way, if you're Riley and Spo, you have to say, well, our window's now. Can Tyler do what we need him to do next? Because you're not moving Bam. So for those, I'm disappointed in Bam too, but
he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Right. He's like, no, but you can use him the way he is. He's fine. As long as the rest of the guys are doing what they're supposed to do, you don't require Bam to score 22 points, 25 points. So that's fine. That I can live with the thing. I've already crossed the threshold. Bam's never going to be that guy. So I'm fine already. I'm done with that. But you can't have Tyler and Bam. You can't have the two question marks. And one isn't a question mark anyways. One's not going to be the focal point of your offense. He's just going to be somebody you facilitate offense through, and that's Bam. But Tyler must be an impactful offensive player all the way to whatever you go into the playoffs. So you have to decide as a franchise, do we have what we need in order to win a championship next year? Are the young guys ready to go? Or do we have to add another veteran piece to help put us over the top because we don't have that other alpha next to Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I mean, that's the Heat challenge this offseason. You're trying to thread the needle, right? You're trying to win now because this is the window. But you also are trying to keep some young pieces because you also need to be good after Jimmy Butler is not past his prime.
That's why I want to keep Caleb. That's why I want to keep Strus.
Right. It's hard. It's tough. It's like you want to have both and you're trying to thread that needle. And look, Tyler's really, if you really think about it, he is the only 3-level scorer on this roster. He's the only one.
Yeah.
He was arguably the most reliable and consistent scorer on the team in the regular season.
Amen.
22 years old. So for me, the only way I'm considering trading him is if an all-star becomes available. an all-star that is better than him right now becomes available.
Right.
Donovan Mitchell, you consider it. Damian Lillard, you consider it. Bradley Beal, I guess you definitely consider it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what are the pieces.
I was talking with Ira. I was talking about Ira with this, and I don't know if I mentioned it with you earlier in the week. It bothers me that he doesn't want out of Washington, and it bothers me. I wonder, how are you wired? Because Washington is not going anywhere, and you should know that. There is no pressure. They're happy if you score 25 or 30. You did your job. And even if they lost, hey, yay, Bradley Beal. So if you want to live that life that you have no expectations and no pressure and you could just go out there and play basketball, then maybe you're not the player for the Miami Heat. And that's the only thing I keep worrying. I'm starting now to worry about Bradley Beal. Because if you're content being with a loser organization that's going nowhere and has never gone anywhere, then maybe you're not the player that needs that faces expectations and pressure. Like if you play in Miami or you play in Los Angeles or you play in certain areas, they're gonna demand that you be good. They're not doing that in Washington because you've never done it in so many decades now. There's no expectations.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's true. That's a very
last
good
time
point.
you get an impact, you were the Bullets, dude, and it was a long ass time ago.
Yeah. It's a matter of when is Bradley Beal going to reach that tipping point, right? Or does he reach that tipping point?
That's my point.
That's the question, right? So
like Mitch Richmond got to a point, and you're young, but Mitch Richmond was from Dillard, I believe,
right?
And he got drafted, and he went to Sacramento. And, he spent a large chunk of his career there carrying that team. And then eventually he had to get the hell out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And look, Dame Lillard at least has had success there. So I get it. Portland's been a good franchise in the past. They haven't won the title, but they've been a good franchise. So I kind of get that he sticks by them. But sticking to Washington, dude, I start to question your character, actually. Do you really want to win? You know what I mean? Because it's kind of a catch-22, right, Anthony? Sometimes we bitch at the player that wants out, right, of a bad situation. And you're a fan of that bad team, and you're like pissed at the player, or people are complaining this now. But hey, dude, the guy wants to win. Anthony Davis was a D-bag showing up with that. That's all, folks. I think it was right.
He wanted to win a championship. He wanted to win a championship, and he got it. Yeah,
and he got it. And Shaq said, "Hey, Orlando is small town,
small market. Yeah,
I want a small market. I want to go. I want to go to LA." So we bitch about those guys, but at the same time, now you see that you kind of understand. You want those kind of guys that want to win too. They're going to get the money anyways, but if they also want the pressure, I kind of like that.
Yeah. The point is, I mean, it's a very short list of who you're trading, realistic trade, realistic guys you're trading Tyler for. So if I had to predict of what it's I think Tyler will be here next season because odds are, that there isn't going to be that guy. And if a guy does ask out, he will be competing for other teams. So I would say odds are that Tyler is back next season. And, it's tough because the Heat have had this dilemma many times because they've been so good for so long. Do you run it back? Right? There's been times where they run it back and it works out. There's been other times you run it back, like in 2020, it didn't work out. Right? And there's different layers to it. That was a short off season. Guys were hurt. Jimmy wasn't the same after a month and a half off season because of all the impacted schedule because of COVID. But that's the decision they're facing again this summer. Do they run it back? And they have a chance to. I mean, most 9 guys, if they exercise options, will be back. They have bird rights for Victor Oladipo. PJ has an option where even if he opts out, they could still give him a raise and bring him back. It's just going to be based on the appetite of the Heat of how many changes do we want to make. And I would argue, look, nothing's static. The Eastern Conference is going to be better. Kevin Durant and the Nets, who knows what happens with them? Milwaukee, if Chris Middleton's healthy, they might be in the finals right now. Eastern Conference is going to be better. But the Heat were one shot away from the finals. So if they just bring most of this team back, they're going to be a contender. It doesn't guarantee anything, but they'll be a championship contender.
It was a Jimmy Butler 3, which is not really a high percentage away from the finals.
Yeah, right. Right, but at one shot, nonetheless, and injuries, and shooting awful, uncharacteristically awful from three, and they were still one shot away from a team that might win the title. They're 3 wins away from
or a team that maxed out.
Yeah, or that. But they could max out. They could have maxed out in the finals, though. They were so close that they could have been in the finals based on a couple shots.
And I think I mentioned it to you and Ira. They got burned the last couple times that they brought things back. They came up short.
Yeah, they have. You're right. That's why. Yeah.
And so you're like, is this really the team you want to bring back? Is this athletic enough? Does it have enough of an alpha on it? Because you only have one right now.
Right.
Who is somebody else going to develop? Are you sure we're going to be better than Boston next year? Better than Brooklyn? Yeah. Better than Milwaukee? Better than the Sixers next year?
Definitely. Things change. Yeah. But I guess the question is, what change would you make, right, to the rotation? Because if Bam and Jimmy are coming back, you would like PJ to come back, I'm guessing. Yeah. Kyle's not going anywhere. Max Strus isn't going anywhere. We think Tyler will probably be back unless something unexpected happens. I mean, for the most part, give or take, maybe a Markieff Morris, change to the Markieff Morris roster spot or something like that, or Dwayne Dedmon. This is going to be a similar team. I would, again, you never count the Heat for something crazy to happen, but if everything goes as expected, I would say, there'll be a few changes on the edges, but everything points to most of this core being back next season.
You need to find out if Dwayne Wade is willing to be a double agent for us in Utah. That's what you need to find out, bro. I'm just saying.
See. I think we're going to find out. Yeah.
Saying, maybe that's what it all is all about.
The end game, right?
The golden child returns with the Donovan Mitchell. So it's kind of what we're hoping for. All right, what are you working on the Herald so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, I put together a very comprehensive, detailed roster breakdown, just kind of player by player, what they accomplished this season, what they showed this season, and then kind of entering the offseason, what to look for as far as improvement. And for the guys who are going to be free agents or have extension, are eligible for extensions like Tyler Hero, what it's going to take to bring them back and kind of what their situation is entering the summer. So check that out. It has all the information you need to prepare you for the offseason.
Download the app, iOS or Android. Liquor Split, Miami's own liquor store. All I'm hearing is thunder here in the damn background. Do not go out there.
I was going to say it might be me because it's pouring right now.
Dude, I'm hearing just thunder constantly. It's like bad. Yeah. My dogs are I can hear my dogs barking and freaking out. Yeah. Oh, we went to go get some CBD oil for my little dog last night.
Because
because he's become a Doppler now. This started happening the last couple of weeks. He had not done this the first couple of years. He starts shaking, and sure enough, we know that there's a thunder system coming in.
Wow.
He's doggy Doppler now. I mean, it's amazing. So we got him the CBD, and that mellowed his ass out right away.
That's good. So it was a very rainy night, but hopefully in the next few hours it'll clear up a little bit.
I was worried about my little boy there. He was really, really nervous, man. I treat my dogs like they're my sons and daughters, bro. They're just too precious for us.
Got to.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. All right, my brother. We will catch up next week. Enjoy the weekend. Stay dry. And, if you need to order, order from Liquor Split right from home.
Liquor Split. Yep.
You got it. All right. You be good, baby. Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you.
You got it. Anthony Chiang.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.